Hello, I'm Sharon Melvin, Managing Director of CSC Strategic Consulting. Today, I'm walking you through our Service Strategy Sprint. It's an 8-week engagement designed to help wellness practices find positioning that actually works. If you've ever struggled to articulate what makes your services different, or found yourself using the same generic words as everyone else in the health and wellness space, this is for you. You're explaining your services to a prospective client, or briefing your team, or answering, so how are you different than the other services in town? And you catch yourself using words like holistic, personalized, healing, those safe category words that could apply to many other services in your area. Your services are genuinely different, your clients recognize it, but that difference isn't showing up in your marketing, your sales conversations, or your messaging. It's not resonating the way it should. When your services messaging falls flat, it costs you revenue growth. You're leaving market share on the table because prospects can't tell you apart from competitors. New clients aren't finding you, current clients aren't expanding into additional services, and that clear vision in your mind, it's somehow getting lost in the translation. Why this keeps happening? Well, what you're really dealing with here is a clarity gap. You built these services from something you saw that other services missed. Maybe a frustration with what existed, maybe a gap in the category, maybe a vision of what should be possible. The origin story is clear to you. But when you try to explain it to the world, it doesn't come through the way you see it. It's like trying to explain what makes a healing practice transformative by only talking about session length and credentials. It's accurate, but it's not what makes people choose you. So you default to the typical language, the words that sound professional, the phrases you've seen on every other practitioner's website. And over time, that language becomes your language. It gets baked into your website, your intake forms, your client materials, and your whole team starts using it. And here's why this is so hard to fix. When you're inside your practice every day, perspective gets harder to maintain. You can't always see what's obvious to outsiders and what needs more explanation. This is something we see with most practices we work with. Founders with incredible services and a clear vision struggle to translate that vision into messaging that resonates with potential clients. And there's another layer. Sometimes there's a disconnect inside your own organization that's challenging to spot from the inside. Your intake coordinator emphasizes one angle, your website leads with another, and you have a third vision in your head. Everyone genuinely believes that they're aligned, but those gaps show up when potential clients are trying to understand what you offer. But here's what changes everything. Once you find language that captures what makes you different, everything else gets easier. Your pitch, your team alignment, your marketing efficiency, all of it starts working the way you want it to. We've seen this shift happen time and time again. The moment the language clicks into place, everything downstream starts working. We've worked with over 70 businesses, including Organic Girl, 21 Seeds, RMS Beauty, and Newman's Own. And this is the pattern we see every time. Once the positioning is clear, things start working. Your marketing gets more efficient, your team gets aligned, and you start seeing real growth. So how do you get there? We use something called the 3 points of positioning. We've refined this over the years of working with beauty and lifestyle brands. We break it down into 3 clear points. Here's how it works. First, your core principle, the unshakable belief at the center of your services. It's the principle that brings clarity to decisions on messaging, services, and partnerships. Then, what your service stands against, the old way, the broken norm, or the false choice your services exist to reject. This is what criteria contrast and clarity. Lastly, what your services stand for, the meaningful shift your service makes possible. It's what people are actually choosing when they choose you. When these 3 points are clear and aligned, your positioning becomes inevitable. The Service Strategy Sprint is an 8-week engagement designed to pull your positioning into sharp focus. Here's how it works. Weeks 1 through 2 with discovery and research. We start by understanding your services from every angle. We conduct founder, client, and team interviews. We gather your existing service materials and competitive intelligence. We begin by defining your ideal profile and mapping out your customer journey. This is where we look for the patterns, tensions, and truths that will become your positioning foundation. We want to hear how people describe you when you're not in the room. Weeks 3 through 4 is strategy development. This is where we build your positioning framework. We develop your services, positioning statement, and messaging hierarchy. We finalize your ideal client profile and client journey maps. We build your competitive differentiation strategy and create a key performance indicator framework to measure what matters. Then, weeks 5 through 6 is refinement and documentation. Once your positioning is solid, we turn it into practical tools. Your service positioning guide gives you the complete picture: positioning framework, messaging architecture, ideal client profile mapping, competitive differentiation, and key performance framework. Your implementation plan breaks down what to do next. Your top 3 priorities for the next 90 days, execution roadmap, team alignment checklists, and success metrics. And your quick reference guide is what your team will use day to day. And then finally, week 7 through 8 is when we wrap up with the team alignment workshop and a live finding presentation. We present your complete servicing positioning guide, implementation plan, and reference guide. And we will finalize your 6-month execution roadmap so you know exactly what to do next. By the end of the sprint, you walk away with 3 core tools. 1, your service positioning guide, which is the complete strategic framework. 2, your implementation plan, what to do in the next 90 days. 3, your quick reference guide for team daily use. In 8 weeks, you'll have the positioning clarity that makes every other decision easier. If you can see what makes your services different, but it's not coming through to your current clients or potential clients, the service strategy sprint is designed for you. We work with owners of wellness practices who are ready to get clear on their positioning and show up confidently everywhere to reduce client churn and increase new clients. You've built a practice worth choosing. Let's make sure the world hears it the way you see it. If you're ready to make that shift, click the link below to learn more and book your service strategy sprint. Thanks for listening.